Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today I think we're going to be doing a relatively simple project, and I hate to say that because I always jinx myself, but I am going to turn this little box. I buy, my nails, and I do them myself. These are my latest and greatest, and I did really super short ones this time. I just didn't feel like having the really long nails. So, and you guys, I'm telling you, my luck has been so terrible lately. I'm wearing one of my other rings on my wedding band finger because the main diamond in my wedding ring fell out the other day. Yesterday or the day before. I've been looking everywhere, but you guys know the diamond, I mean, it was a decent sized diamond. I mean, not huge or anything, but there's no way I'm ever going to find that diamond. I'm certain of it, but I am still looking everywhere around the house. I'm looking all through the carpet, and I feel like it came out when I was sitting in my reclining chair, but even with that being said, Lord knows it could have gone into some deep dark crevice in that chair that I will never find it, even if it is there. So I'm really, really, really sad about that because it just seems like nothing's going right lately, you guys. Still don't have any answers on my test results, so I have nothing to update you guys on that. I have not had the biopsies done yet. I'm trying to figure out still how that's going to happen, and I'm not panicking. I'm just gonna, take things as they come, and as soon as I have some information, I will let you guys know. But anyway, so I'm wearing a different ring on my ring finger now. This is another ring that Jeff had given me several years after we got married. It was a anniversary gift, but I figured I'd just put that ring on my ring finger with my regular band that goes to my wedding set, and then the engagement ring is where the diamond fell out. So yeah, I'm really bummed about that, and there's no way we can afford to get it replaced right now because there's just no way. It would cost up in the way too big digits, and so I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to be upset about it. It is what it is, and I'll worry about that down the line somewhere. So that's why I'm not wearing that ring. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to turn this little case into just like a little pill box. And this is what I get some of my nails in. This is one of the brands that I use. And it's called Celebritips. But these are not from here. But the nails come, and there's stuff in the top part of it here. But look at the cool thing about this, and the reason I thought it would be a good pill case is it opens up. And I was able to take this piece off on this one. And this is where they just put the nails and the little bits and pieces. So this is the one that I prepped. I spray painted the top, which was clear. I just taped off the bottom section with packing tape. And I, rolled it down to the bottom so that that part would be untouched by the paint. And look at it, came out beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this on the inside because you can still kind of see the name through there. So I'm going to use this on the inside, and then I just have a few little items that I am going to be putting on this. And I just realized I left my my other glue in the other room. I'm going to have to get that. I have a couple of my paper flowers here, one of my acrylic flowers. I don't know which, if I'll use all of them or not. Just some little bits and pieces of other things that I thought would be pretty in it. So, and I'm keeping this in there because this works to sort of separate. You know, if you have pills, you can leave this in there and you can separate things out. And I thought, okay, that's a good little addition to this, so I'm going to keep it. So anyway, I'm going to run and get my B7000 glue, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our B7000. We're going to use that for our rhinestones and a couple of other bits and pieces here. And it is nighttime. It's about 10:30 p.m. right now on Wednesday night, so I'm going to try and be a little bit quiet, but I'm going to show you guys a couple of things before we get started on this that I found. This is a planner that I found at the Dollar Tree the other day. Isn't this gorgeous? I found it, and it was the only one like this that they had for 2026. And it's so pretty, and it's got verses from the Bible on each week in the planner. So they added these beautiful, beautiful Bible verses, and I just love this, and I would love to find some more of these so that I could, they don't really need much of anything, but I would like to add a little bit to them and get some in my Etsy shop, because I think you guys would really, really like those. And I thought it would be fun to alter one and really see what I could do to it. And then I'm going to show you guys this. I did put a Reels video out on this, and I'm going to do a TikTok. I don't know if I did a TikTok one or not yet. Anyway, I plan to if I haven't. So anyway, this is another tin that I did, and I get toothpicks in these tins, and you can see they're bigger than the regular tins that I usually get, you know, like your Altoid size tins. These are bigger. You can see I've got this in two hands. It's quite a bit bigger than those Altoid sized tins, and so I love these. I had made a couple of these and put them in my shop. I believe one of them I took back out and I kept it for myself because I wanted to start writing some of my prayers down, and so I'm using mine as a prayer tin. And then I did this one. I've got some other ones here ready to go, but this is one that I finished, and I did this in black and white. Can you guys see how gorgeous this is? I am so stinking proud of this box, and this is just a note card box. So you could use it as a prayer box or just for note cards, because there's nothing, you know, that says it has to be a prayer box. I made a one of my refrigerator magnets. Is that not gorgeous? This is also in the blacks and whites, and then I added this one image, or this one sticker here, and I've covered these with resin, you guys, and it's got one little pink, actually two little pink flowers in it, and a little bit of color. This one's actually blue and pink. So I wanted to add a little bit of color, a pop of color to the middle of this one, and so that's what I did. And of course it's a magnet. So I did that. This is just my business card. And then I added these beautiful, beautiful tags to put in. Well, I'm going to put this one back in. I've got this one, gorgeous. It's the hardest one to get out of there because it's a little bit different shaped than the others. But look at these tags, you guys. They are so, so beautiful. And I purposely went in and looked strictly for vintage tags. And I was really looking for black and white tags, but I like how these kind of have that sepia color in them, because it makes them look really vintage. And then I got a couple of ones that have color in them. I thought this one was just gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Hopefully you guys saw these, because I realized I was kind of over here. And then this one had color in it. Look at that. Look at the shoe in this one. Oh my goodness. and then this one has color. And the rest are either black and white. There's only one really that's just black and white. And most of them have this sepia color. Aren't they beautiful, you guys? This is the only black, truly black and white one. And then I added this one. This one's a Christmassy one, but I couldn't stand not putting her in here. So she's so beautiful. And then look at that. And I got two of her in there. I don't know how I did that, but I did. And then one little fairy one. Aren't they gorgeous, you guys? Oh my gosh, I love these so much. I love this one with this little girl. She is so adorable. So I put those in there. And my business card. And the magnet fits in there perfectly. And the lid. And this is going to go in as a set to my Etsy shop. I mean, you guys, this is so elegant. I can't even tell you. It's the most beautiful one I've done. And I love that it's in the black and white colors. I just wanted to do one in black and white. So that was the other thing I wanted to show you guys for now. I've got some other things in the works too. I've got one of these that I'm getting ready to do that's going to be in blues as well. And I'm going to use my piece that I made in my video for embellishments. And this has the paper roses that have been resined on it. So this one's going to be gorgeous. I can't wait to put that together. And the other ones I'm not going to show you. So there's got to be some surprises, right? Okay, so the first thing that I want to do with this is I'm going to put the rhinestones around the edge, and they really need to go to the outer edge. I'm trying to think, you know, part of me is saying these might not be good for this. I don't think I'm going to use these at all because I don't think they really work because these corners on this are rounded, and I think I will ruin it if I put those on. So this time we are not going to have that around the edge. What I could do is I could take some of this trim and go around it, and this would look really pretty, and it'll hug those corners, and it'll look really, really nice. Or I can just go with what I sort of had started, you know, going on here. I do need my torch for a second here because I see a couple of spots where I didn't get all of the edges torched. Maybe I didn't do this one at all. I don't think I did. So I'm just getting the mesh part of this off of there. Just melting that in. And I'm going to get in here. And I don't know how easy it will be to get in here. I definitely don't want to catch it on fire. So let me hold this back. And maybe I can go this way. There we go. Got it. Okay. That's that. And I think I'm just going to put this right across the middle just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some B7000 on this because I want it to stay on really well. And I'm going to kind of get it coming to the edges here. And we'll be using this and some hot glue. But I really want this lace to stay on there. That's why I'm using the B7000. Because I just don't feel like the hot glue is going to be quite enough to make it stay, especially if it's being opened and closed. Now you guys, this pillbox is not going to be one that you want to put in your purse because we are using the paper roses. I'm not going to resin the roses on this. because I just love the way the paper roses look on it. So I decided I don't want to resin them for this project. Oh, I also have a quote here, you guys. I know I've been really remiss in reading my quotes lately. And that's just because my brain is just it's all over the place lately. So here's my quote, and it's called Never Forget. Okay, never forget how far you have come, everything you have gotten through, all the times you have pushed on even when you felt you couldn't, all the mornings you got out of bed no matter how hard it was, all the times you wanted to give up but you got through another day. Never forget how much strength you have learned and developed along the way. I just thought that was really beautiful, you guys. And I need to remember that right now. I need to remember that, you know, I've gotten through a lot of things in my life. And right now, this is just another one that, you know, it's no better or worse than than some of the other things I've been through. So I don't have any answers right now, so I can't say that, you know, anything I'm going to go through is going to be that terrible. So I just need to go with the flow and be okay with my situation right now and be brave and have faith, right? Got to keep the faith no matter what. We have to keep our faith strong. So that's what I am working on right now, is just keeping the faith and remembering that God's with me and He's going to walk through this journey with me. And I believe that. And your well wishes and your prayers have been, I've been eternally grateful for those, you guys. So thank you so much for walking through this with me and being a friend to me. All of you have just been beautiful friends, and I thank you for that deeply. And so I just need to make sure you all know that I appreciate all of your prayers and your well wishes and everything. All of your comments. I mean, wow. I am just, my cup runneth over, you guys. I'm sorry, I got a frog in my throat there for a second. But my cup runneth over. I am eternally grateful to each and every one of you for everything. And for the, you know, Debbie Cottrell sent me a card that was absolutely beautiful. And she just keeps sending me prayers every day and little inspirational things to keep me going. And it's been great. Kim's been sending me things, you know, little videos and things like that, and it really has been great. Gwen, she's praying for me every day. I've just got so many people praying. I can't even name you all, so I'm going to stop right now, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go on with this project, and it's going to be so beautiful. So that's just a little piece of lace with sequins. It's beautiful. This is from Deanna. She sent me a piece of this lace with some stuff that that she sent me just a short time ago, and I love it and I wanted to use it, and so here we go. And then this should be fairly easy, you guys. I'm going to go with some of my flowers. I want to put this little piece of pearls in the top of this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit. I got something on my glue gun there. I'm going to take a little bit of that hot glue on the bottom of those pearls there. And these other ones I'm just going to let kind of free float for a minute here. I had to get something off my glue gun. It was weirding me out. It was just a piece of a leaf or something. Okay, so let's start adding our other goodies to this. I'm going to put this beautiful pink and white rose on there first that I got from Debbie. She sent me some flowers recently and I've almost gone through them. I go through these paper roses pretty quick when Debbie sends them to me, and I haven't had any for a little while, so I've kind of had a little bit of withdrawals not having my roses. And she was kind enough to send me some of what she has left in stock, so thank you, Debbie. And then I want to get this, I just now came across this. She also sent me these, and I think I'm going to put that sort of like right there in the middle. And then, so what I think I'll do is I'll put this white rose over here. I just wanted to make sure I was going to be able to kind of fit both in there. So we'll put that right there, and we've kind of got a little bit of a hole in the middle, which is what I want, to be able to kind of pop that right in there and have it sort of stick up a little bit. So I want it to show. I want the whole thing to show. And what I'll do is I'll add some B7000 to part of it. And I'll add some hot glue to the other side here, this little section right here. And we're going to just pop that right in there and press a little bit. Okay. And then I didn't know if I was going to use this or not. So right now, whoopsies, I'd love to drop this little pearl in there somewhere. I just saved that aside. I found it laying somewhere, so I just pulled it out and thought, okay, I might be able to use that somewhere in here. And I've got so many beads that I got from Cecilia, but I've got them in a box around the corner from me here. So for right now, for this project, we're just going to go with what we have. And I wanted to use some of this, and I think with this I'm gonna snip it. Oh goodness, where's my nippers? These should work. This one's broken, but it should work to get through this. We will cut this piece off, and I think I'm going to just kind of put a couple of these sort of around in different spots. I was also going to put some of these leaves in there, but that's all going to depend on what kind of space I have, because look how pretty they look. So we'll do these first. A little bit of B7000, got some air in there, and a little bit of hot glue, and I'm just going to pop that in between those two flowers and press it down and hold it for a second. Let that hot glue stick, and I'll come out in the end with 3 pieces of these that I can use. And I'll get the chain off of this one. These are held together by about a 1/4 inch chain. And so when you cut them off, you have to cut some of that chain out of there. I'm holding it over my trash can because I don't want these little wires to fall on the floor, because a lot of times I come in here and I work just wearing my socks, and so I don't want to end up with pieces of metal getting into my foot, because that could be a very bad thing. And some B7000 and some hot glue right there. And this one I'm going to put right there. hopefully I got it in there. I see I did get some glue right there. I knew it. I could feel it. So I'm going to try and grab it with my nippers and pull it off of there. Okay. And then maybe I'll add a dot of this, and I'll pop that little tiny white pearl right in there. Okay. And then the next one, I think I'll move that over there and just kind of have this one sort of tucked right in there. That looks like a good spot to me. Okay, so let's get our B7000. And some hot glue, and try not to get it in the wrong spot and get it touching down until we get it where we want it. There we go. All right, and let me look and see. This is the front clasp, and you know, I wasn't paying attention to which side was the front, but thankfully it worked out. So this is the front where you open it from. Like that. And it opens really easy. I'm just having a hard time. I'm not used to these tiny nails, and they don't get in there real easy because they're wider. They're shorter, but they're wider. And I do like this in there. So I'm gonna try and get both of these leaves in there if I can. I'm gonna put this on the bottom and maybe just a dot of hot glue and a dot of hot glue in the top. And we are going to tuck this right here, like that. Isn't that pretty? It looks good, but I don't know where I'm going to put this one. Gotta put this under there and lift that rose petal up. And I think I'm going to put it right in there. So on the bottom side, we're going to put a little bit of B7000, a little bit of hot glue, and then another little dot of hot glue on the top. And I almost forgot where I was going to put it. It's going to go right there. Just like that, you guys. I'm not going to put 3 of them in, although, you know what? I wonder if maybe I should. I don't know if I have a third one handy, though. I'm not sure. Yes, I do. I do. Here's another one. I'm thinking if I put another one in, it needs to go about right there. Oh yeah, I think it needs to go in there, right, you guys? I hope you agree with me. I think it looks good right there. And this is our old rule of 3 is the good number for the look, symmetrical look. Okay. So there we go. I'm just pushing that in all the way there. Getting out any glue strings that might be hanging around. And And that looks gorgeous, right?
I think that looks absolutely gorgeous.
And I think that is just enough. Now, like I said, I could have gone with something around the edge, and actually this looks really pretty. This is a little thinner than the other stuff I had out. That could go around there, but my only concern would be that it would be touched all the time and it would either get dirty or start coming off over time. This would be even more gorgeous with the pink roses. I mean, this always looks pretty in anything you put it on. It makes it look like a cake. Isn't that gorgeous? But I just don't think I want to put anything on there. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I am going to wipe the tip of this off. Get the glue off of there. Try and save this tip. And I'm just going to take my little nippers here and see if I can grab hold of it, the glue. And this is just the glue that's kind of dried on there. Actually, I think maybe these might work even better. Almost got it. Almost got it. This glue is good glue, so you have to kind of work at it to get it off of there, but it's worth getting it off of there because over time I've realized that these tips on these B7000, if you let it get too cakey and you keep putting that lid on, then this skinny tip starts to want to pull out because it gets stuck to the inside of the lid. And we don't want that. So the less you leave on there, the better it's going to be. And so there's no glue oozing out, so I can get my little tip in there and close that up. Okay. And yeah, I don't even think that yellow, the ivory-ish flower goes good with this. So I'm happy with the way that that looks right like that. Then I do see I have a little spot here with a little bit of adhesive on it. I'm going to have to wipe this down with some alcohol after I'm done. I got that off of there though. I'll wipe it down with some alcohol when I'm done to make sure any remnants of glue or anything is gone. But doesn't that look beautiful? Part of me feels, I kind of feel like I do want to maybe paint the top of this with some resin to give it some shine, number one, and number two, to keep it from, and I should have done that before I started putting everything on it, so I'll tell you that. That was a mistake that I made. But I can still get in there and I can paint the resin in between, and there's a little string of glue right there. That's okay, I'll get that later. Actually, if I put some resin on over it, you won't even know it's there. So anyway, if I just take my brush and sort of paint the resin on there and make it a little bit shiny and just give it a thin top coat, I think that would be really good for it. But for now, I think I'll probably do that off camera. You guys have seen me do that on a number of things, but for now, in order to kind of try and keep this video to a minimum, I'm going to put my flowers on the inside. So we're going to put this right where that lettering was. right in the center there. And I'm going to hold on to this edge here. And I'm just going to rub that on there and gently pull this off. Make sure that nothing is sticking to the plastic that I'm pulling off, because we want that entire thing to be on there. Okay, and we don't need that anymore. So there we go, a nice pretty little floral bit on the inside. Nothing crazy, just a little something to make it pretty. And then really, I guess that's really kind of it, you guys. That's all we needed to do really to make this really pretty. So why don't I go ahead, since I'm here, and I can see this is actually adhesive from tape that was on there when I put tape on there to protect it. That's what that is. I'm going to wipe that off of there right now, but I am going to resin the top of this. So what I'm thinking is maybe we'll go ahead and we'll do that now, since this is turning out to be such a short video. Yay for you guys. I'm just going to take and use my BS resin, and I'm just going to gently paint the resin, and I am going to miss the lace. I am not going to paint over the lace, you guys, because I don't want to. I'm just getting kind of underneath, and what I'm doing is I'm just going to paint down to the edge, just like that. And I'm not closing it, I'm leaving it open to do this, you guys, because I'm going to lay it in the lamp just like this. And here I can just put, you know, a couple of squeezes and paint it. And that makes it easy peasy. I've got this beautiful brush. Now I get these brushes at the Dollar Tree, and they are makeup brushes, you guys. So I get these in the makeup section. And I'm going to tell you what, these are nicer than any of the brushes that you're going to get in the Dollar Tree's art or crafts section. So they are smoother. They paint smoother lines. They're soft. And so it doesn't, you know, with the rougher brushes, you're going to end up with rough lines. I need to get it right in there just a little bit, and I'm just going to put a little dot right inside that little section right there. And I'm going to dab it. And if I get a little bit on the lace, it's not that big a deal. It's not a big deal at all. And I see, I'm going to wipe this onto my mat because I could see where there was a little dot, a speck of something in there. So I didn't want that to stay in there, and I don't want to leave it on my brush either and brush it back in there. But it looks like it kind of stayed on there anyway. There it goes. Now it came off. And I gotta get into this section. Get right over here. Just look around when you're doing something like this. Look around for any holes that you might have that you need to fill in. and give that sheen to. And I'm not going to paint over the clear part of this. I'm going to put a dot right here. And I'm just going to get into this section because I didn't get in between these bits of lace right here. And right through there. And I'm going to go right across that line right there that I've got. And this looks really beautiful. And I'm still going to torch this, you guys, very carefully. I'm going to torch this because I think I'm going to take a little brush here and just gently go through that spot. Just like that. Sorry, I put my other brush in my mouth. Got a little, I got it. I had a little piece of glue right there that was, I could see it. It would stretch out and then put itself right back on the lid. Okay, I'm going to look under my other lamp, my regular lamp here, make sure I've got everything covered that needs to be covered. Okay, so that's all shiny and pretty, and I'm going to take my little torch here and very, very gently, I'm just going to quickly pop any bubbles that might be there. And all you're doing is you're getting that heat up on that resin. You don't need the fire to touch it. You just want the heat to touch it. So that's what that's all about. And I have a little dot of resin that I got down here from my finger. So I'm going to wipe that off because I don't want that to stay there. And I'm going to turn my lamp on and just set this right in there for 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I've got it all done. It's all resined on the top. You can see now it's got that nice sheen to it because the spray paint that I use on these is Rust-Oleum Paint Plus Primer. And it is a flat white. I always use a flat white because it seems to stick better to all my projects, and I just feel I like the flat, and that way I can use it as more to look like a chalk paint instead of, you know, anything shiny or sheenish. So I prefer to use the flat white Rust-Oleum Paint Plus Primer spray paint. I get it at Home Depot and I love it. So that's what I use. But look at how beautiful that turned out, you guys. I love this little box. And you just put your finger right there. It pops right open. You've got your double decker thing there, and you've got your little plastic piece in there. I'm leaving that there in case somebody wants to put, you know, separate some stuff in there. It could be a pill box. It could be a ring box. It could be... you could take this out and use it just
you know, as an open space down there, but I'm going to leave it in there in case somebody wants that space to add something to it. So that's it, you guys. It's beautiful. This will be going into my Etsy shop, so if you're interested in purchasing it, it will be there. I don't know how long it will last, but what a fun project this was, and a quick video at that. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for watching, and thank you for your prayers and your well wishes, and everybody, just be safe, be well, be blessed. I'm wishing all of God's blessings on all of you, and I just thank you all for being here and being a part of my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Please give the video a thumbs up and a comment if you will. That helps my channel so much, and I really, really need this channel to start growing now for sure. The quicker the better right now. So I noticed that last weekend's videos made more money than I had made in any other weekend. So thank you all for participating and for watching and giving those thumbs ups and those comments. It meant the world to me. And you know, if I can just get this to keep on growing, I will succeed. I will succeed. And I just thank you all for it. And it's all because of you guys and nothing else. I love you all. God bless you. Love your family. Hug them, squeeze them all the time. Tell them you love them. And just be well, okay? God bless you all. Love you. Bye-bye.